Welcome back to another Five Stars Realty Podcast. Today, my name is Stephanie, and I have with me today a very special guest, Andrés Bernal. He began his journey with just $500 and an FHA loan, purchasing a 3-family home right here in Connecticut. More than a decade later, he owns over 60 rental units with a portfolio valued at over $12 million. He has applied helpless different methods and new investors to get started. He also is the author of Born to Retire Young, hosts highly rated real estate podcasts, and he shares free tools and resources to help others invest with confidence. Andres, thank you.
Thank you. What an honor to be here.
No, again, we were talking about, obviously, your podcast. We were talking about this podcast and the setup and just the things that brought you into here, right? Into today. So for viewers out there, can you tell a little bit about your background, your story, and how you came to be you?
I was born in Dominican Republic, born and raised until I was 17 years old.
Okay.
Then I played tennis all my life, and then I got a scholarship to study in Puerto Rico. I went there. I got 3 majors, so I graduated with 3 majors, and then I had the dream to play professional tennis. There was one problem, and is there was no money. So I came to the land of opportunity, which is here, and $500, that's all I have. My mom got me the flight ticket, and my dad, I didn't get the approval of my dad because he had a business. He wanted me to inherit the business and all that. So I said, no, I don't want to do that. I want to play professional tennis. So he said, if you go, forget about me. Forget about any financial aid. You're on your own. My mom, sneak, again, the one-way flight ticket, a 1-year visa, which is very tough. And then let's see how it goes. So I landed here, then played professional for 2 years. I was ranked in the U.S. and in the world. I got a little ranking there. And then I decided to work and teach tennis. Fast forward, it was one Friday night. I was like so burnt out, like a lot of people here, working 60, 70 hours and not seeing any results. And then I Googled, hey, how can I retire early? So there was 3 things. There were stocks, business, and real estate. Stocks, I'm like, I can control it. Business is like, eventually I'm going to do that. But real estate, something sparked. And I got obsessed, like really obsessed. After or between sessions, I will read. Then, I bought my first condo. I lived in there. Then I bought my 3-unit. I house hacked, which is living in 1 unit, rent the others. And then after that, I think that the rest is history. I think I took it seriously, and I wanted to. Everything that I have now, I think I visualized it. And then fast forward, we're doing a volume of transactions right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So question, where in Puerto Rico did you study?
I started in Ponce, which is the South.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
because I studied in Ponce.
Okay.
Yes.
En la Católica, yeah.
So my mom did la Católica.
Okay.
Yo hice la Inter, ¿me entiendes?
Okay.
But very interesting. I really do love like the jumping from obviously where you were born into Puerto Rico and then trying to like make that goal be realistic.
Yeah.
I think a lot about visualizing your goals, and if you visualize it and you have it in your mind on a daily basis, it actually gets there.
Yeah.
So when you say you just decided to go into real estate, what was the first step other than obviously reading?
The first step, and I'm going to go super tactical here. The first step is to have enough money reserves in the bank. Because doing real estate, when you are not financial, like personal finance, like if you don't know your credit score, if you don't know your finances, you will not do good in real estate. And when I say real estate investing. So I will say get good at the personal finance first. Then try to have at least 6 to 12 months in reserve. So if you need, let's say, $5,000 for you to survive every month, to try to have anywhere to $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in the bank. And then you can take a little bit of like the leap of faith to enter this business. Because again, this business is tough. Real estate investing is tough. And if you are in Connecticut, you have to know that you have to do so much volume, so much. Like if you want to buy at one house, you got to reach 100 people, and then you find a deal. And that's how I think what I recommend to people, like have reserves, personal finance, and read. There's so many free resources out there. There's books, there's podcasts, there's totally free. I paid $22,000 for a course that didn't taught me anything. And like I tell, and that's one of the main reasons why I do what I do for free. Because I'm like, it's not fair that I went through that. And now people have to spend that money on a course that $22,000. I'd rather people take that $22,000 and invest in a property that might not be a good fit or a bad fit. They will learn more than actually the course.
So I know that this is true because I went into your Instagram and then you have like a link and I went into that. And it's true. You do have like the calculator.
Yes.
You have, I believe like it tells you to like, if you want one-on-one with me
Yes.
for an hour,
Yes.
you have certain like, I think books or something people can read.
Yeah.
So what made you then, obviously that $22,000, made you kind of like be, other than this real estate investor, be a teacher, a coach?
So I taught tennis for more than 10 years. I think if I can coach, I coached kids from not to be able to play professional tennis too. I think I can teach somebody how to buy a house. I'm confident that I can, and I try to go on a tactical side. I don't try to go. The information is out there, and there's so much information, but I try to go like, where are you right now? Where you want to go? And this is exactly what you got to do. And if you follow it, you'll accomplish it. I have students from all over the country that do one-on-one with me. I only take 4 calls a month, and these people, I told them like, listen, if you don't buy a property in 1 year, I'll give you all the money back. It's guaranteed. But you have to do everything that I told you so. And there's no commitment, like long-term commitment. There's a 1-hour coaching, and this is how many coaches you need. And if you don't buy anything, I'll give you your money back. But you have to follow every step. And knock on wood, I think that everybody has, it's not complicated. It's just, you got to take just action.
And let me just say, and looking at the camera, you're being humble because you're saying, I think I can teach. Again, you have over 60 rental units. And again, I don't know if you've bought anything in the last like 5 months or anything like that, right? But let's say that could be more. So somebody that has over 60 rental units, you said something previously about house hack, right? Can you explain to the viewers what is that?
Yeah. House hack is when you buy a property and you live in the property while you rent the other unit. So house hack can be you buy a 4-unit apartment, you live on the 4th floor, and then you can rent the other 3, and that will pay for your mortgages and your expenses. The other way to house hack is you can buy a single family home and you can live in one. This applies if you don't have any family or a partner, maybe. If you buy a single family home, you can live in 1 bedroom and then you can rent the other bedrooms, and you can also rent the basement. You can finish the basement, you can rent it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your house. So it's basically you live in the house and then you rent to others. And I think that's the best strategy of all times. And I have done developments, flipping, wholesaling. Like, I have done pretty much everything. That, for me, is the best. It's a less risky. Is the fastest way to achieve any financial freedom.
So, I know that you went from, obviously, your condo into that 3-family. Was that what you did to achieve 60 units?
Yes. I literally bought that 3-unit. Then, and I told my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy 1 or 2 every year. And after the 3rd or 4th year, everything became easier. I think the first property is by far the farthest. The second gets less complicated, and the third is less. And it gets to a point where you don't feel anything. Like when I sell, buy, I don't know if this is good, but like I don't feel there's no emotions because you have done it so many times. So I think that, yeah, I don't know. I think that people don't have to complicate things. And if you buy one a year, I can guarantee you that in 10 years you can retire. As long as you live, below your means
Right.
during the 10 years, you don't do any mistakes, financial mistakes. I think everybody can retire in 10 years.
So you say a lot about buying properties and
Yeah.
growing. Do you buy those properties, flip them, and keep them, or do you sell them forward, some of them?
I do both, and I do heavily both. So right now we're buying, me and my partner, I think he came to this podcast, Jose Bernard.
I think so.
Yeah.
Jancy?
I think I saw
Jose Bernard?
something.
See?
Yeah. He's my business partner. Pura vida, yeah. He and I, we partnered in like 2022, 2023. So we're flipping 3 to 6 houses every single month. And this year we have bought more rentals than the last 3 years.
Okay.
We bought maybe 5 to 6 multifamily, like 4 units, 3 units, and all
Okay.
that. We didn't buy where we were flipping because we were building that business. And to be honest, the buying a good rental that makes sense for an investor is tough. House hack is, again, a different animal. But I think that, I mean, there's no excuse. I see a lot of people, the market is tough. So what? Like, okay, the market is tough.
It's not getting
What are you
better.
gonna gain with that? It's like saying, I have a lot of weight. So what? Like go to the gym, or at
Yes.
least try, or
Yes.
at least try to eat healthier. So yeah, it doesn't matter what you say. It actually matters what you do more than what you say.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people just be like, I can't buy or I can't do anything because the market is bad,
Yeah.
right? But if we wait for the market to be better, then it might be a harder market to get there.
Yeah.
And then that goes into like, really, is the market getting better and everything? It's just kind of like the questions.
Yeah.
So I had then, when you do these flippings, I did see a reel that you made, that you bought. I think it was a 3-family. It had lead
Yeah.
condemned, right, in the bottom.
yeah.
And then it had highly, what was it? Pests
Oh
in
my
the
God.
upper two, right?
Yeah, we can talk about that. if you
So
want.
what makes you, again, for people that fear these type of properties,
Yeah.
what makes you then say, yes, I'm going to do this?
So first and foremost, when I bought that house, I had some renovation experience, but not much. Okay, so my plumber, older guy, said, I want to get rid of all my properties, and I'm gonna sell you this, but there's a problem. On the first floor, there's a lead abatement, which is dealing with that could be a little bit tricky, but it's not hard.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. You just have to hire someone to deal with that, and that's it, right? Second floor was a little dirty, and at the third floor, there was literally roaches walking on the wall.
Oh, no.
So the reason why he came to me is because he knew that I could fix that. And that deal, I want to tell people that deal is what people should buy. I bought that house for $130,000.
Okay.
This is in New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh,
I put about $120,000, and I just sold it for $500. And I cash flow for 3 years. This is 3 years ago. I cash flow 3 years. I took all the tax advantages, and I sold it. And this is, in my opinion, the only way to get deals in this today's market is if you find a house in distress that you can add value, or if you know someone that is selling below value because they are moving, divorcing, or things happen in their household. I think that's the only two ways. I'm gonna add the third one. If you know an agent also that have some experience about investing, that's another one too. And then it can guide you, not only buying properties on the market, but also guiding you to be creative. So let me tell you a quick story. I know an agent that she was very creative. Like, there was an attic on a 2-unit, and one time she said, "Why don't you add another bedroom here, or why don't you add another unit?" As a 2-unit, it didn't make sense. And for me, I was so overwhelmed. I'm like, how am I gonna add a unit? And then she said, okay, these are the steps. You call the building department, you call zoning, you do this, you do that. And I did. And this is again, when I started, one of my best properties today. It's in West Haven, Connecticut, where I did the third unit. And the process was not even tough because, again, I'm not doing anything. I'm calling zoning or I'm hiring an attorney. The attorney handles everything. I have to renovate. I hire a contractor. They do that. If you want to, the problem is, I think that the problem with people that don't achieve their goals, I think I solved it. You want to know the formula?
Yes, please.
I think a lot about this. And I think the reason why people don't achieve their goals is because they see 10 stairs and they see the whole thing. But in reality, what you have to see is just the first one. The problem is that people don't focus on the first one. It's like a camera, right? When you put their focus on the first one and that's all you see, and until I don't achieve the first one, I'm not going to go to the second one. That's what people get overwhelmed and they say, oh, this is not as important. And that is a problem.
I like to go hiking a lot.
Okay.
And I do that same mentality. I don't just look at the hill up top because I'm not going to climb that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go up there. I like to look straight forward.
Right.
And it's one step at a time.
Right.
And you're going to be dead at the end. But when you get to the top of the mountain, you're like, I made it. If I'm looking at this mountain, I like to go to Sleeping Giant.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yes. And sometimes with my sister, we don't do the simple trail. We go into the back.
Oh, nice.
But if you look at the back, you're like,
no way.
We're not doing
exactly.
this. But it's one step at a time. You're looking forward. You
exactly.
don't know at the end.
You don't walk. In your case, you didn't walk looking at the mountain up there or the castle. You looked at what is the first step.
Correct.
And the ability for you to focus on that first step is what's going to make you succeed. Because, again, let's say that you can see the whole castle, you can see the whole hike, and you can see the first step, and then you focus. But then you see the whole castle again. You're going to feel overwhelmed. It's like people want to, and this applies to me. I want to lose 15 to 20 pounds, right? And then I have a trainer now. Now, I've already lost 5 pounds. He told me, you cannot, again, this is just a reminder. He says, you cannot focus on losing 15 to 20 if you don't know how to drop one. Just focus. And he said, listen, let's put a goal. If all you have to do is just drop 1 pound every 1 or 2 weeks. That's all you have to do. And again, if you want to go more aggressive, then we talk. But until you don't have your meal plans, this routine, and this mindset, you're not going to. And he's totally right. And I'm a coach, and I'm coaching people, right? But at the same time, he was totally right. And I'm like, okay, this is what it is. So again, it's just the ability to focus on the first step and just pass through, and then once you pass through, then you go to the second step. And again, don't look the other steps until you have achieved the one that you have in front.
And I will say this about that. I started again. I wanted to lose weight, right? And I'm like, I need to get better. So I got a friend, and she goes to the gym every day. This woman's a beast. But the first week, she had me in the treadmill or the Stairmasters. And she's like, we're going to start with 5 minutes. I'm like, you crazy? I can't do that Stairmaster. Now I'm at 20 minutes without stopping.
That's great.
Right? And she was right. That first week just doing cardio got me kind of started. But it was the fear, kind of what am I doing? So she's like, you're not going to be able to lift like me. You're not going to be able to kind of do that. It's going to take time, but it'll get there. But you can't, and I like this, you can't focus yourself either on looking at other people, what other people do. Oh my God. You can't compare yourself. Everybody does it differently. You do your business differently, right? You do your gym differently. Everything is different. And just looking at the next person next to you sometimes hinder that business mindset or that growth that you have as well.
People have tremendous FOMOs, especially in this industry where you have 1 or 2 units and then you see the ones that have 50 and then you want to be like them. And I'm like, why? Why just if you want to just buy 1 unit, who's telling you that you have to do more? And I don't know. I think the way that I see it is I see my life under my own terms. If I want to take off on a Thursday afternoon and I have so much work, I don't have to have the grind mentality. I'll take it off. Now, when I have to wake up at 5, I don't have to have the lazy mentality of staying. I have the mentality that I have, and I develop, and I try to live with the things that I want to accomplish. And obviously, I cannot have the grind mentality if like my family is like don't have any time with me. So I don't believe in balance. Okay, so like I don't believe in like you like out of 100%, you have 50% of your family, 30% work, 20% friends. No, I do 100, and I just pick a few things. So like my health, my family, and work, right? So my family, my friends included, right? My health and work, and I just do those 3 things, and I just go full on. Vacation, for example, like I need to take time off. If I need to take time off, I just take it. But I go full 100% of the things that I want to, is 3, and I pick them, and I'm very intentional about that.
That's important.
Yeah.
With intention too. I got here yesterday at 6 in the morning. I'm an early riser, but not as early to go to the gym because in my mind I'm like everybody's at the gym too early.
Yeah.
And then I go after like 9. But I got here at 6 in the morning, and Guillermo was here at 4 in the morning. And I opened the door, and I see him doing sit-ups. But he's on the floor. He's just on his resting. Yeah. I'm like, are you okay? Do I need to call 911? Yeah. He's like, no, I'm doing sit-ups. I'm like motivating myself. I got That's here at 4 in the morning. So he's like that. So if it's not him leaving early or me getting here, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Right? So we work very, very well together. But it's because of that. We have our goals and everything.
That's
personal,
amazing.
But everything hits. When you look at your profession, or if you're thinking of investing or life or what's going to happen, I don't think this as a job. I like my career.
Yeah,
I love what I do. I like growing. And I know that it's going to keep on growing, right? With my investments or with real estate or whatever I do. But I always tell people, you just got to take the first step. Yeah. You don't know if it's going to work out.
Yeah.
You didn't know if it was going to work out.
I didn't know. And I still don't know. I know a few things are going to work out, but I'm taking more risk and getting into more risky deals. But I see risk. I see risk a little bit different. And let me explain. People work 9 to 5 for 40 years for someone that they don't like. That is a worse risk than buying real estate and suffering through financial freedom. For me, I didn't get that. Do you have to work for someone so you can build your own? Absolutely. Do you have to learn from someone? Absolutely. Don't try to learn yourself. But then it gets to a point where like, and if you're happy working for somebody else for 40 years, that's totally fine too. Not everybody, it's meant to be an entrepreneur or real estate investor. Now, everybody should buy real estate because everybody should have the choice. Financial freedom, this is all I write in my book. Financial freedom is not having $1 million in the bank. Financial freedom is having that income and having the choice to not work or work. I stopped working for 3 months after I reached my financial freedom, and those were the more miserable months of my whole life. I enjoy what I do. Do I want to slow down? Yeah, I just slow down. Do I want to when I go to Italy tomorrow? I'll go to Italy tomorrow, or like I go to the backyard, like whatever, So I think is not having it's just the choice, and you can achieve that if you are intentional about what you spend and know your finances and how much you make. That's all. It just comes down to how much you make, how much you spend, and what you want to do.
I completely agree because as well, I gave myself, no, don't go. But I am like, I'm going to Italy. I've been 4 times. I've been to like countless things, right?
Yeah.
But you're able to then say, what am I going to do financially? Where am I not splurging or where am I am?
Yeah.
And I think that comes with when you find yourself that, yeah, I've gotten to a point where I can say, I'm always going to be working. I can't be at home. It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I can't just No, I would go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about no. I have too much energy for that, so let's not do that. But for the people that want to stay at home, sure, but then invest in real estate.
Yes.
I come from banking. I don't know about I wouldn't do much of bonds or market, right? Unless you're a financial person that you actually know what you're doing.
Which I have
advisors.
Yeah, I have a financial advisor. Yep. Shout out to Brandon, and like he tells me, hey, you gotta do this, and that. I'm like, great. How much money I have to put? Okay, great. Like, I trust him. I don't trust in stocks, but I trust him that he's gonna do a good job.
Find somebody like a financial advisor.
Yeah, he's great. He's great, and yeah, and as long as you see my bank account goes up, and on the stocks, then and understand if it goes, they can go down.
Just say it can go down.
Yeah,
but
it can go down.
Right back
but
up.
but like I just trust him. Like, I raise a lot of capital. So the other thing that I'm telling you is that if you don't know when to start in real estate, the best education that you can have, and this is something that I offer, again, you don't have to go with me, but find someone that you can invest in a deal that you can learn, and then you can do it on your own. So me and Jose raised almost $3 million in a year and a half. And these are hardworking people that, have 50, 100K, 25K minimum. And we offer them to come to our projects to see their own investment and learn from us at no cost. Obviously, they are our partner. Mm-hmm. And you can learn that way. So you can put your money, you can receive income every single month, and then you can also learn. There's a few people that I know, very experienced people, that if you say, hey, if you partner, I can teach you what I know. I'm sure there's a lot of people that know. Now, you got to be careful to whoever you put your money and the reputation that person has. Because, we have 16 partners. And I can tell when people are like, oh, I don't know, 100K, 50K, it's still a lot. I'm like, these are the numbers of my 16 partners. You can talk to them anytime. They're not warned like you're going to call them. You just call them and ask as many questions. I ask for permission. They are okay talking. This is the list. And funny enough, they never call. They give me the money and they never call because I'm transparent. Like my reputation is way more. It's worth more than whatever money anybody can put on. I try to keep my reputation as clean and as good as possible.
And that's going to tie into what we spoke about before cameras were on and everything, that you were telling me most of your deals, right, off market, or you get them in. It's however best fits you. But you've gotten people to trust you that way.
Yeah.
How do you then get those people, either leads or anything, to actually say, I will sell you my house?
I show my credentials. So I show my website. I show that I'm everywhere. I have a podcast. I think that helps a lot. I told them that when I meet an off-market lead, I said that my goal is not for you to sell to me, but that you make the best decision to yourself. And if that aligns with me, then we're good. And that, I think that takes a lot of pressure. And it's totally true. My job is not convince you. My job is to work with you with the best outcome for you. And if that aligns with me, awesome. And we're getting a lot of leads. Most of my leads come from social media, by the way.
Out of your podcast or out of your...
Okay. Well, maybe, but Instagram and Facebook, I think people are seeing my content, and I think people are just saying, hey, I have realtors selling their own homes to me off market. No joke.
That's a good thing.
No joke. Like, I have a few selling their own homes. Like, I'm moving to out of state, I don't want to put the house in the market. And, I just want a quick transaction. And they know what I do. So I'm going to invite everyone that is starting out, that maybe has one property or has none, to put content out there to reach and get to know other people. So, for example, my first post is probably like, how do I fix a toilet? And I was trying to fix it. I didn't know how. I look at YouTube and like I documented the whole process. Fast forward a year later, that's how my first partner was born. Because I post so much content that people associated me with the guy that fixes, that is not afraid to fix anything, and and it's building the portfolio and it's just documenting it. And people say, but I don't know. I don't have any properties. Go to an open house and say, you can record. Obviously, don't say the address, but you can record and say, hey,
Please.
This is what I will do if I were to be investors. That wall, I will do an open concept. Those kitchen cabinets, I will change them to white because I think, whatever. If you love all my girls that are listening, if you like decoration, if you like staging, this is what, and you're starting in this business, you can say, hey, this is how I will stage it. I will probably wouldn't put that table there because this room looks cramped. To all my guys that like to do DIY, hey, this is, how I will fix this. Or in order for me to get this deal done, I need to buy from this, whatever knowledge that you have. Like whatever knowledge. I have a guy. This is true story. He was one of my students. He's now big time investors, but he was a very like a geek, like a nerd, right? And I said, why don't you just show a spreadsheet of how you run the numbers? He got a video that got over 1 million views. He had maybe 134 followers, something like that. And he said, thank you, because I show what I know. And that's what you got to do. You don't have to pretend that you know. Just show what you know.
Find somebody. Find a contractor. Just
Yeah.
make friends. I went ahead. I did the same for my boyfriends. Like I was like, we need to knock this wall down. This needs to be moved because he bought like a townhouse, but it was
That's awesome.
It was just bad. And I'm like, no, we gotta knock this down, move this. That kitchen's too tight. We're gonna expand it over here. And I gave him like drawings and everything. And I'm like, now let's get the contractor. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
I was like, the upstairs closet is not finished. It's still. And he's like, okay.
Okay. And
do
maybe it's overwhelming. You know, this is also like my wife is the perfect example. We built a massive deck in my house, and I had the vision. She said, we just had our kid in May.
Okay.
And this was going to happen in August. I said, you don't have to worry about anything. This is outside. It will be done in a couple days. If you say, I don't think it's a good idea, whatever, trust me. Just trust. And she said, okay. And now we cannot live without that deck. We're outside the whole time. So sometimes is to just take the leap of faith. Sometimes. And if it's not risky, what is the worst that could happen with the deck? We had to turn it apart because she doesn't like it.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, okay, that's the worst, you know. So yeah, just take that leap of faith.
So after talking about your business, investors, how you surround yourself with your leads and everything, I want to hit a little bit about your book.
Yes.
So can you tell our viewers, I mentioned the name previously and everything, but what's the name of the book, where they can find the book, and what is it about?
Yeah. My book that is on Amazon, it's called Born to Retire Young. It's also in Spanish, Nacido para Retirarse Joven. So you can buy it both. It's on Amazon. It is, I wrote it so a fifth grader can understand how to retire young. I wrote it with the knowledge that I have, and I talk about everything. I talk a little bit about flipping, but mostly rentals, how you can achieve that. But it's more about the mindset that's behind it, because real estate is a tool, but the mindset is actually like your vehicle, right? So I talk about that, and I try to, again, make it such an easy read. Some people have told me they have read it like in a weekend.
Okay.
And I am so blessed. We have sold way more than I thought. Like, my goal was to sell 100 books. And I wrote it, and I told my wife, she's like, well, okay, we'll see. We're a little bit about over 1,000 right now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. So if you haven't got it, it costs less than going to Chipotle.
Okay.
It's like
okay.
$12.95.
So let's all get on that.
Not only that, but also all the 100% of the proceeds, it's going to my partner Andrés Bernal Foundation.
Okay.
He's building and fixing schools in Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So 100% of that proceeds are gonna go to that. I donate 100%. And I make it publicly so everybody can see. So it is again a great book. I am writing. I'm gonna confess in this podcast, probably the first podcast I'll say. I'm almost launching my second book, which is about flipping houses, and it's a guide to like very beginner to like a pro, and how I talk about how to find it, how to fund it, how to flip it, and all the mistakes that I did and all the mistakes that flipper do, so you don't make it. I pour my life in there. Like I literally, I'm not gatekeeping anything. So it's coming probably in a month or two. It's gonna be called Master of Flips, and I can't wait.
No, I can't wait either. Because trust me, I'm gonna be looking for it. We have a lot of people that sit right, and they have books. And I really do like looking at what their mindset is, because everybody sits here and says mindset is the power. Mindset is what you kind of like drives you. So it's very important to our viewers and everybody out there as well, just to think about that. Like, what do you think? And this is your opinion. Mm-hmm. What is mindset to you?
Mindset is the muscle that you go to the gym to work out. But instead of going to the gym, you build it in your living room, reading books. You build it in the car, driving to work, listening to podcasts. And then you build it even more, surrounding yourself. So put it this way. You go to the gym, right? And this is actually a question. When you do legs, like you do weights, do you look at your mirror? Honest. You look at yourself in the mirror.
Yes.
At the gym.
Yes.
Do you notice any difference?
Yes.
The day after, did you notice some difference?
Yes.
Better than the day before?
A little bit. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But then what happens the day after?
No, I'm very sore.
Yeah. But you don't see like the immediate results that you like.
Correct.
That you want, right?
Don't.
Like your legs look good on the first day. Mm-hmm. The second day, look good, and then everything sort of like go back to not normal because you're getting better. So mindset is the same thing, but instead of the legs, it's your brain. So your brain gets stimulated by reading, and then you have that information. You're a little overwhelmed. That's okay. Then you listen to podcasts. You're a little bit overwhelmed because so much information. But you're okay. And then you surround yourself. So it gets to a point when your confidence. If people want to get confidence. Confidence is a skill. And if it's a skill, it can be taught. So people want to say, oh, I want to be more confident. Just teach yourself how to be more confident. Like surround yourself, like public speaking.
Confidence comes from knowledge.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
If you're knowledgeable in a topic or
Correct.
You feel confident of talking about that transmits.
Correct.
Right? You wouldn't feel very confident today here if you didn't have all this knowledge.
No. And if I didn't put myself, I stuttered my whole life until I was 15.
Okay.
Like really bad. On public speaking. And the way that I said no more, it was in college. And I hated presentations. And I'm like, I'm going to like this because I'm going to do so much that it's going to be that it's impossible that I'm bad. Mm-hmm. So I just put myself out there, and now I speak to 1,000 people, a few events a year, and just expose yourself. Like, what is the worst that could happen?
That is true. I mean, the worst that did happen, and not the worst. I hated public speaking. I had to do it.
And you're doing a podcast.
I had to do it in high school. Yeah. I hate it. And then I feel like my accent really came out because I was so nervous, which now people really tell me like it really doesn't. But I was so nervous and I started to sweat. I hated it. That's why I never thought I was going to be like doing a podcast here. But I think if you push yourself and you actually kind of like you're knowledgeable about the topic you're going to do, I look you up or I look the people I'm going to talk about, I kind of like understand, then I'm prepared. Yeah. Right? And the same thing goes when you're buying a house, doing your due diligence, knowing what you're going to go into. Yeah. What are your numbers? What is it looking like? Are you going to flip this? Are you going to rent this? So it's a lot of things that you need to kind of like go through.
Yeah. Are you self-aware of your accent?
Not a lot.
Are you self-aware of your accent? Yeah? What if I tell you like your accent, I'm not saying like talk like with a heavy accent, right? But what if your accent is what make you unique? I was so self-conscious about my accent.
Yeah.
But then if you sound like everybody else, you're gonna just be in the same pool. But when I talk about with my accent, what do people say? What are you from? And then the conversation starts, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what can make you unique. And I'm
know.
glad that you hated public speaking.
I did hate public speaking. Now the girls can say, ahora yo hablo en todos lados. A mí nadie me mantiene callada.
Yeah.
Okay?
Look
Ahora
at you.
todos lados. Guillermo says it. He's like, no, Stephanie. Como que, bájale. So we're ending the podcast, right? And I want to do something that we talked about, the rapid fire. Okay?
Yes.
Quick. Okay? Just relax your mind and the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Easy. Rental or flip?
Rental.
Okay. Cash flow or appreciation?
Appreciation.
Kitchen or bathroom renovation?
Whew. Kitchen.
Okay. I would have said kitchen too.
Yeah.
First time buyer or experienced investor?
For what? Sorry.
It just if you're talking to somebody, mentoring somebody.
First time buyer.
Okay. One Connecticut town you're watching.
Ooh. It's just tough because I flip all over the state. But I will say Shelton.
Shelton?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like Shelton. Favorite business book beside your own?
This is so hard.
I said relax. You're fine.
I'm going to say it's Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
One renovation that always pays off.
Landscaping.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. It's been fun. It's been great having you here. Please let our viewers know where they can find you.
Yeah. So
and not your home.
Not your home. So you can find me on Instagram, primarily in Instagram and Facebook. Again, my name is Andrés Bernal. Also, you can find me on YouTube, and I have a podcast in any platforms that podcasts are. The podcast is called Before the Profits. The book, it's called Born to Retire Young. And stay tuned because I'm going to give a lot of goodies to people that buy the flipping book that is coming out. If you are the first 100 to buy it, I'm going to give you the scope of work that I use so you don't get scammed with a contractor. I'm going to give you the whole list of materials that you're going to ever need in a house with the code and everything so you can make your list and your contractor don't have to run to Home Depot. And I'm going to give you a lot of stuff. So stay tuned for that.
So watch out.
Yeah.
Stay until the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
So you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you for coming in today. I want to thank you for kind of like opening up your mind and telling our viewers. I know that you do it in your podcast and you do it in your book. So I want to kind of like entice people to follow him, look him up. If you're looking to kind of like expand, he does an hour for a month. So
for a month.
We'll watch that out. But I want to thank you again.
Thank you.
And I hope everybody has a great time, great day, and watch out for the next episode. Thank you.